Hello everyone, welcome to Dilato. In this video we're going to be looking at the most common mistakes we make while drop shipping. And number one on that list is going to be patience. Quite often we've seen videos online of people making money and we jump in and we want to do it and make all the money we can as quick as possible. And in life that's just not how it works. Especially with drop shipping, we need to be patient. And it's number one on my list for me to talk about today because one, it can leave your account to get banned if you rush too quickly, and more importantly, you can make mistakes. Just take your time looking over your listings, especially when you're creating them for the first time. Go on to Dilato's website. They have a whole host of different information there and guides. I'll show you up some here of how to get everything set up for the first time, okay? But more important is with your eBay account, you want to be patient. Don't, especially if it's a brand new account, do not be going and trying to add hundreds of listings at once because that will just get you banned. Slow and steady wins the race. You want to be constantly just adding on, if it's a brand new account, 10 listings a week or a day, and I would even go slower if it's a brand new account. Literally just have a few up and slowly grow it. If you've had your account for a while, and I was fortunate that I had I had my account for 8 years when I started. And even then I started off slow because everybody in the Dilato Discord group, they all said the same advice was start slow, do not add loads of listings at once, and just gradually add. And that's what I've done over the last 6-7 months, and if you go and check out the other videos, you'll see my progress on how much money I've been able to make by doing that. I now have we'll quickly have a look. There's my listing quantity there, 8,800 I have, and I started off with 250. So it will grow, but you need patience. Okay? And also when you're updating your listings, you need to be patient and make sure you're doing it right. Because one, you don't want to upload more products that you've already done and you've ended up duplicating them. So just take your time, and the more you spend doing it, the more you'll know how it all works. Okay? Let's move on to the second part. Don't think just because now you're a seller on eBay, you need to have a shop. You do not need to have a shop. You will be told by eBay when you need to move over onto a shop. I haven't even moved over to a shop. Quite a few people, they go on eBay, they think, well, I'm going to be a big seller now. I'm going to have loads of listings, so I must be a shop. You don't. Because one, you'll end up paying more money for that, which you don't want to do. You're trying to make money, not spend money. And let me get it up here for you. This here, promotional offers. So I still have that, and I've been selling for the last 8 months. There's my sales, 10,000 in the last 90 days, okay? I still got 1,000 free listings every month. And what that means, especially people when they join up, they think you're only allowed 1,000 and that's it. But that's 1,000 every month. So if you see here, I have 4, I've only used 4 this month. And what I do is at the end of the month, I go through my listings. I'll have a quick look to see what's not selling, and if I want to add any on, I can. Now, if you add them on in 1 month, that doesn't carry over to the next month. Your listings will be renewed and you can add more on then. So don't be worried thinking, oh, I'm only allowed so many. That applies each month. If you become a shop, you will then have to pay to list once you're over 1,000 per item. And you don't want to do that. You want to keep them free. So as long as eBay is still giving you this offer, do not become a shop. Don't think you need it, you won't, because look at my sales. I am not a shop. So you don't worry about that, okay? Promote your listings. That will be the next thing. A lot of people don't go on, they think they'll save more money by not promoting your listings. If it's new products, especially if you're a new seller, you want to promote your listings. So once you've got everything up on your eBay account that you want, go over, promote the listings. I have mine set for 2%. And the reason we do this is because eBay will take favour to your listings and show it more to the top. Don't go with what they recommend. It's always higher than what you need. Don't know why. eBay's obviously wanting to make more money as well off your sale. But 2% has worked perfectly for me, and I'm making good profits with that. Okay? So always remember, promote your listings, especially if it's a new one. Over time, when you're building up and you're more of a seller, you can maybe afford to, if you've got a good product that's constantly selling, you might not need to promote that one, which is perfectly fine. But at the start, promote your listings. Sort of touch on a wee bit to what I was saying earlier about it's important to refresh your listings. So as you see over here, I've got 1,000 free listings every month. Now, refresh the listings, and if we go here, there's a full section in Dilato about how to do this, so you won't be stuck. And you can also ask in the Discord group, we'll help you in there. But the reason you want to refresh your listings is, one, if you're not getting many sales on that product and you still want to keep that product, it can go stagnant. So by deleting it and refreshing it, adding it back on, it will put it to the top of an eBay search algorithm. So it'll help you get back up there. If it's simply a product you're not going to be using anymore, like it's not getting sales, at the end of every month, as I say, I go on, I check, right, this product hasn't had any views at all in the last 30 days. Do I want to delete it or not? If it's maybe had views the previous month, but not this month. Or sometimes what I do now, I judge it, well, maybe it hasn't had views this month, but has it had sales? If it has had previous sales, I'll maybe delete it and add it back on. That's up to you how you want to do your criteria, but it's important to check those because you don't want to have listings on here that's just doing nothing for you. If they're not selling, nobody's looking at them, they're clearly not in demand, even if it's promoted, then delete them, add new ones on, or more importantly, if after a month or two, you've got products there that are selling, delete them off, but add them back on and refresh them. It's important, and I always noticed a huge boost in sales after I've done that. But as I say, there's a full guide here that talks you through everything you need to do. Okay. A very, very important one would be dealing with customers. You're trying to grow, okay? I'm going to go up. There's my seller level there, okay? Above standard. Woo. But why that's important is you want good feedback. Especially if you're starting out, it's really important to have good feedback because that's what people will look for. I do, when I was buying stuff on eBay, I always look to see how much have they sold, what's their feedback like. So when somebody messages you, reply as politely as possible. More importantly as well, part of this ties in with returns. You will get returns, and people are sometimes scared of this. Oh, what happens if I get a return? Returns with Amazon are easy, absolutely easy. All you do is you ask depending on what way they open it, if they open a case, then they will have to return the product to your house. Once you get the product, you then return it to Amazon. Amazon will refund you, you refund the buyer. Simple. If they just message you and say there's a problem, I literally had an item a few days ago where there was a slight wee hole in it, but they wanted to return it. And I said, that's fine. So that we sorted it between ourselves. It wasn't a case. What I did was I went over to Amazon. I opened the case, it said the product was defective. I got a code. I give that QR code to the buyer. The buyer went round to our local post office, sent it off. That was it. Amazon had a refund in my account that day. Done and dusted. I refunded the buyer, sent them a nice polite message saying, I am very sorry for this, and just explained that, this can happen sometimes, but be polite and courteous. That will go a long way to keep them, even if things do go wrong, that they will still leave you good feedback. So always try to respond in a timely manner. Don't let things escalate because that will annoy the buyer and you will get negative feedback left, and eBay won't be fond of that too, especially if you're only new starting out. Another big one, big mistake people do is not updating their price list. You need to be on top of that. every day, trying to update your price list. Because what will happen is, if you're not doing that, somebody will place an order, you will come over, and the price will be way off. Now you might get lucky and it could be in your favor, but the majority of the time it won't. You will need to then cancel that order because it's going to cost you money. And the whole point of this is for you to make profit, not cost you money. You might, if you're breaking even, you might go ahead with the order just to keep the buyer happy, which is good for your feedback. But if it's not, you will then have to reach out to that buyer, try to explain to them a reason why you can't fulfill the order. You can just say it's damaged, the last one in stock. You know, there's a few ways around that. But if you're keeping on top of updating your prices every single day, if you can, a couple of times a day, if you can do it on your phone, it can take a couple of minutes max in your day. So you could be at work on your lunch break. I'm going to do a quick update on my prices here. You can do one in the morning before you go to work. Come back in the evening, do one. I get to work from home every day, so it's easy for me to update my prices. And again, not everybody's has the same circumstance that I have. But if you're at work, there's still time to do it on your phone. It's so simple. So keep on top of that. Send your products quickly. That would be the biggest one, I would say, as well, because if you don't, people get angry. You know, one, eBay doesn't like it. As you see over here, I've had a late delivery rate. Now, they weren't actually late, but eBay marked them as late, and they mark you down on your seller ranking because of that, or your seller rating. I just literally hadn't hit mark as dispatched. And so it showed that it wasn't dispatched, even though it had been, but obviously it's not connected to my Amazon, so they wouldn't know that. And then I realized the next day, and I had to go and mark them as dispatched, but it still shows up. I've never ever had a case where it hasn't arrived that people have complained, and I was able to refund really quickly. Thankfully, that hasn't happened yet for me. They've always got the product. But another thing, just a sidebar to that, actually, when we're talking about products, is a big common question is people always ask, but what if it comes in an Amazon box? Will people not complain? I have not had one complaint, not one. I had one feedback saying came from Amazon, but it was still positive. So it was still fine. So don't worry about that. People don't seem to care as long as they get the product. And because they're getting it really quick, because we're using Amazon Prime for most of these, they're getting it nearly the next day. And all my feedback is mainly people saying really fast delivery, really fast delivery. So you want to keep on top of that. You know, if you've got orders, try to send them that night, sort of dispatched, and they could be there the next day or the day after, but don't believe them for a day or two. I know starting out for some people, your eBay account, especially if it's brand new, maybe doesn't pay out straight away. That will change. Once you gather up enough sales, they will start releasing your funds. I get my funds daily. So if I get a sale on a Monday, usually it's in my bank account on the Tuesday morning by the time I wake up. So I just pay for that out of my own account and I have it back the next day. If you're not in that position, you can use a credit card. If you need to bankroll that, that's kind of up to you. But kind of have some money set aside to do that at the start, especially if you're brand new. But just always remember to get the products sent out as quick as possible. So that's just some of the common mistakes we all make at the start. Thankfully, with Dilato, there is a great community in the Discord group who have years of dropshipping experience. I'm still learning bits and pieces from guys in the Discord. So it's really, if you're starting out, it's probably the most valuable asset you can have in dropshipping is that community, because there's always someone on hand to help. And Dilato support, it's just great at any time. But the Discord family, amazing. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's helped with any questions you might have had. If you do still have more, please leave them down below, leave a wee comment. If this video has been helpful at all, remember to give us a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.